Another major conspiracy that has been circulating for some time now, with videos on TikTok that have far too many likes, is chemtrails. You know those long white streaks stretching across the sky that are actually contrails? Yeah, let's explore this. Hello there, welcome back to Star Stuff, where I like to bring a sense of clarity to some easily misunderstood concepts, including nonsense conspiracy theories.
This is why the sky doesn't look normal anymore.
Codex files!
Those lines in the sky, they're not just clouds. At least, that's what millions of people believe. Normal contrails fade in minutes, but these trails, they linger for hours, spreading into strange grids over entire cities. Some say it's about controlling the weather. Others think it's population control, or even experiments on how we behave. Whistleblowers have talked about secret government spraying projects, and some lab tests even showed unusual metals in areas where the skies looked the strangest. So, are we just seeing jet exhaust, or is something much darker happening right above our heads?
Welcome to Chemtrails, one of the most persistent and strangely popular conspiracy theories out there. Today we're going to break it down properly. What people think chemtrails are, what those lines actually are, why they sometimes behave differently, and what's really going on when planes dump fuel. Or don't. Let's clear the sky a bit. The chemtrail theory claims that aeroplanes are secretly spraying chemicals into the atmosphere. Depending on who you ask, the chemicals are meant to control the weather, control people, spread diseases, or somehow dim the sun, which is ambitious. Because if someone figured out how to control the sun using passenger planes, that's less conspiracy and more supervillain origin story. The core idea is that these white lines are not normal, they're intentional. The issue is that there is no credible evidence to this. And for this to work, you need every airline, pilot, multiple governments, and thousands of workers to be perfectly coordinated and silent for decades. Okay. So what are those white streaks in the sky? They're called contrails, which is short for condensation trails. And they're about as mysterious as seeing your breath on a cold morning. Jet engines produce exhaust that includes water vapor. At cruising altitude, around 8 to 12 kilometers up, the air is extremely cold, often around minus 40 degrees Celsius. So when that hot exhaust hits the freezing air, the water vapor condenses, freezes into tiny white crystals, and forms a visible white trail. That's it. A man-made cloud. No chemicals or hidden agenda. Here's where people start raising eyebrows. Why do some trails disappear quickly while others hang around for ages? Great question. It all comes down to humidity. In dry air, contrails fade quickly. In humid air, contrails linger, spread, and can form cloud layers. So those big grid patterns that people point to, it's just multiple planes flying established routes through humid air over time. It's sky traffic plus weather. Now let's clear up a common misunderstanding. What some people might actually be seeing is fuel dumping. Planes sometimes need to reduce weight quickly. For example, during an emergency landing shortly after takeoff. So they release fuel. But it happens at a high altitude, it's relatively rare, disperses into tiny droplets, and evaporates before reaching the ground. And most importantly, it does not create long, persistent white trails like contrails. So if you see a line stretching across the sky for miles, that's not fuel dumping. Okay? Here's something else that often gets pulled into the conversation. Cloud seeding. This one's tricky because unlike chemtrails, cloud seeding is actually real. It's also nothing like what people imagine. Cloud seeding involves releasing small particles, like silver iodide or salt particles, into existing clouds to encourage rain. That's it. No mind control or secret toxins. It just gives clouds a little courage to rain a bit more. And even then, it's not particularly powerful. It only works under specific conditions, and the results are modest. Cloud seeding happens inside clouds, whereas contrails form behind planes in clear air at a high altitude. Also, cloud seeding is localized, documented, and also not happening across busy commercial flight paths at cruising altitude. So when someone points at a high-flying jet and says, "That's cloud seeding," that's like pointing at the sun and saying, "That's local." So if the explanation is this simple, why does the idea stick around? There's a few reasons. It looks unusual. Giant lines in the sky aren't exactly everyday intuition. We love patterns, even when they're completely random. Distrust plays a role. If you already suspect something is hidden, you're more likely to believe it is flat earthers. And the internet amplifies everything. Once an idea spreads, it doesn't need to be true. It just needs to be repeated. So let's compare explanations. Chemtrails require a global conspiracy, decades of secrecy, thousands of participants, and zero solid evidence. Contrails require cold air, water vapor, and basic physics. One of these is complicated, the other is taught in school because it's factually proven. So next time someone points at a contrail and says it's a chemtrail, share this video with them if you'd like to save your breath. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel further, you can join to become a member. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I always love a good read. Cool beans!